everyone, and welcome to the 11th episode of Sweet Skeins. I am Candy of HandmadebyKandi, and I'm here coming from Southern Indiana on a very wet, gloomy, and stormy day. So the lighting is going to be artificial, but I didn't want to put this off any longer. I'm already filming a few days later than I had planned, due to storms and just getting back to real life. I have some notes for myself off to the side over here just to remind me what I've done for the last month. I've done a lot of knitting. Some of it I can't really show you because it's a secret test knit. And I want to respect the designer's wishes on that aspect of things. So I will wad it up and just show you in that respect, but that way you can't tell pattern or really what it is. But anyways, you can find me on Instagram, BlueSky, though I have not posted a while on either about knitting, as HandmadebyKandi. I'm also on Goodreads and Storygraph. I've been reading a lot too. So let's get on with the show. And we will start with finished objects, and then we'll go into my whips, and then my cast on, which is the secret test knit. And after that, we'll talk about acquisitions and just my general plan moving forward. Okay, my one finished object you saw last time. Looks like I have not trimmed the ends, but I have woven them in. I have woven them in, and I have blocked the item. I just have not trimmed the ends, which I did not realize I hadn't done, or I would have done that before I started recording, but I don't care. I'm not starting over. So this is the test knit for John Arbon. I used two colors of Lydia Yarns Squishy, which is no longer in business, in the colorways Duchess, which is this purple down here, tonal, and then Garden Party is the other, which is striped in, and this, these garter ridges are Garden Party. And in hindsight, now that this is done, I wish I had gone for more of a contrast, but it turned out really nice. I used 100 grams of yarn in total, about, I want to say 70 of my main color, the Duchess, and 30 of the Garden Party. I made the size for finished size is 18 inches, and it's intended to be worn with ease, negative ease. You knit a lot of brim, which I didn't realize was optional until I'd already committed to most of the length. So I was like, screw it, we'll just fold it. And that's where I figured out I hadn't trimmed because, anyways, so, but yeah, you knit your brim first. The pattern had instructions for how to do a tubular cast on. I just did not long tail, German twisted. I think I did German twisted. And then went into my knit one, purl one. And then I did the fun waffle cone pattern, which just has these slipped stitches that you cross as needed. And I think it turned out really nice. It's a little slouchier than I wanted. See, but that is a thing right now. So I blocked this to the dimensions. So this is the desired size, blocked, and it did shrink a little bit when whatever. Some people like this extra bit or like the slouch. I don't. So personal preference. The pattern is fine, and I'm sure there will be lots of people who like it that way, but I just think that I will double fold my brim, and then it takes away most of that extra, and it gives you an gives me the extra coverage on my ears. And it's cute, so we're gonna leave it on. But yeah, that's my one finished object. And the yarn is from Deep Stash. How deep of stash? I forget. The deepest. April 2nd, 2016 is where this came from when this yarn was purchased. At Stitches South. They don't even do that anymore. So yes, some good Deep Stash purged. I do still think I will make my daughter one, but I'm going to definitely do a shorter brim, invert the colors. So the main color will be the Duchess, the more variegated. The inverted will be Garden Party, the more variegated, and the contrast will be the Duchess, the tonal. But I might go down, it has you knit, like for the child size, it has you, or yeah, child, not toddler. I think one of the U sizes, it has you knit this top part to the same length as the adult. So I think I will do the shorter instructions for one of the other sizes, just to, she don't need that much. Her head's big, but not that big. So anyways, a finished object. We will go ahead and I will briefly include my update on my 2,500 grams in 2025. And as of February, I had used 598 grams, which left me with 1,902 to go. And after finishing this hat, I have used, like I said, exactly 100 grams. So now I am 698 grams down, 1,802 to go. Not a bad spot to be in, especially considering the progress I have been making on my other projects that would count towards that. So moving on to whips. Whip number 1, my Tolsta tank. Let's see. Tolsta tank. I think the last time I showed this, I had split for front and back, but I hadn't actually started front and back. Pretty sure. It's all wadded up. This is the Tolsta tank by Rebecca Clow, or the Crayabea. I am using Cascade Yarns Ultra Pima Fine in the colorway Zen Green, or 3757. Yes, 3757. This is a sport weight yarn. I'm using the fingering weight pattern instructions, and I'm just going to, I'll get into that. I am, this yarn does wrinkle so bad, but that's okay. That's okay. It's fine. So like I said, I had gotten to the split. I've done a little bit on the front piece, but I had gotten to the split last time I showed you, which was right here, that guy. I have finished the back panel. Yeah, there's this down here. Here's where it was. So I got the back panel completely done. It won't come up that high. And I have started on the front, which has the additional decreases due to the bust shaping that I've done. I guess I can say that. I'm knitting the size 1 with the first, the smaller bust starts. And as previously mentioned, the instructions for the front panel aren't quite right. It would have you knit like double, like the back you see here, the front instructions would have it be almost double this length as written. So I have done my own math to get it to where they would be the same length, which based on the other sizes, they're off by a couple rows. Like they aren't exactly the same length. There's like a couple extra rows on the front versus the back. But when I mathed it, I just did it so it would be the exact same length. On the back, I did do an Italian sewn bind off. So it does look pretty. Nice and rolled over. Sorry, my brain just went. And I plan to do the same on the front. And I'm pulling it a little tight because my pink one, my first Tolsta tank, it gaps a little bit. So I'm just making sure to do my bind off snugly, tightly. It still has, as you can see, like it's like this, and I can still get stretch out of it, just not, I don't want it to be like this and then go further. So that's why I'm doing it snugly, tightly, whatever the word is. So making good progress here. I think I have done of the 6, my recalculated 6 repeats of the first set of decreases, I have done 2. Yes, I've done 2. But yeah, this is the Tolsta tank, and here's on the front. Yeah, there's your bust starts going up right here to increase, and now I'm decreasing those out in the top, in addition to doing the back shaping. Is there anything else I have to say about this? No, I don't think so, because I have been working on this for a while with a long gap, obviously, but it's getting to be warmer here, so I want to have this sooner rather than later. And once my test knit's done, my other test knit is done, I do think I will focus on getting that done so I can wear it. All right. The next thing I have on my list is my All of the Lights, which is in this bag. The pretty cables. I haven't touched it. I didn't get around to picking up the back. Maybe I'll do that by the next time you see it. Maybe I won't, but I did just want to address that no progress made on that. I also did not make any progress on the brioche. I had hoped to do at least like 1 repeat, like a week or something. Didn't get around to it. Oh well. Hopefully I don't completely forget how to do it before I pick it back up. The next WIP I did work on, or the last WIP I did work on, is my Boucle blanket. I got my February color finished, which the February color I showed you last time was called Bohemian. And I just want to, I don't know if it's my gauge, if this Bohemian skein weighed more, if the cast on really used that much yarn, but I did the same amount of garter ridges on, did the same amount of garter ridges for both colors, but the difference with the first color, copper, is I did do the cast on with it and then started my garter ridge count. So I'm guessing that's the difference in yardage or amount of yarn used. But the copper, I only have 3.2 grams left over. And of the Bohemian, I have 15 grams. I could have done, technically, I averaged about 5 grams when I was doing the copper. It was coming out to just under 5 grams per garter ridge. So I don't know why I have so much left over of the Bohemian doing, and I counted so many times to make sure I was getting to the same number, because I want my colors to be the same width. And they are, but the same amount of garter ridges. Bohemian was a bit more tonal. Oh, I have them connected because I stole the needle tips for my test knit. But so I did get the, not convenient, the February colorway done. My March color got delayed in getting shipped for Not really sure why. I reached out to them and said, hey, your YouTube said you ship these on the first whatever, like the whatever day of the month, and mine, I haven't gotten it yet, and I should have based on when you said you shipped these. And they immediately got it sent out. So I have it now, but I'm gonna be running intentionally a month behind on this. So I got January and February done. I'll show you March, and I'll just go ahead and show you March now. It's one of my would normally save this for the acquisition section, but since we're talking about this blanket, I might as well go ahead and show you. So here it is in skein form. I need to wind it. I will probably do that after I finish filming. But this is the March Boucle Blanket Club. This is considered DK weight, 100% superwash merino, 240 meters or 245 yards, 100 grams or 4 ounces. This is the colorway Whisper. So a variegated speckle. Would never have thought to put this next. So, but it does look very nice with both colors. So I'm gonna be curious to see how it knits up. So my plan is to knit the March color by the end of April. If I get started on April, cool. If I don't, it's okay. I'm okay with being about a month behind. So as long as I finish this in the month of April. Today is April the 4th that I am filming this. This will not get posted for a couple days, but I'll get started on this soon. Very, very soon. This color. Anyway, so that is the Boucle Club Blanket. It's just garter. It's nice and mindless, although you do kind of have to pay attention, sort of have to pay attention to what you're doing because of the boucle, and you don't want to catch the wrong spot. But once I'm done using the needles that I stole from this project, I'll get them back on here and get moving again. That's the last of the projects you saw already in progress last time. And now my cast on, which is the test knit. I don't have a ton of viewership, so I am going to go ahead and say that this test knit is for Andrea Mowry, and it is a pattern that goes with a series of patterns she already has out, as far as like stitch pattern appearance, whatever. But I am doing it in black, as you saw last time, so you're not going to be able to really see much, especially because I'm going to bunch it up like this. So you might be able to guess kind of at least what series it's part of. I am so close to done. I have hopefully just a few more hours of work left on this. So this is almost done. And then I have a contrast portion piece of an I-cord that I made using a I-cord maker. It's got the latch hooks, and it made this I-cord go so fast. So fast. I got a little carried away. I made it longer than I was supposed to, so I just double knotted instead of single knotted. So this is ready for when this is ready for it. And that's what I have to say about that. So far, I have used completely one skein. I am very far into my second skein. I'm starting to think I might have to tap into the third, which if I had made the I-cord match, I would have definitely needed a third skein, but I was thinking I would only gonna need 2. It's okay because I have a third, but my third skein, it's got a knot or a twist or a kink or something goofy going on because I tried to wind it up to be my second skein I connected, and it did not want to play nice. So I'm gonna have to wind that one up by hand. So I'm really hoping I don't use it. First time I ran into that with this dyer, so I think it was just a fluke. But I am using Wonderland Yarns Mad Hatter. The black is called Little Bat. Little Bat, number 57. And the variegated is from a mini skein set that I got ages ago. the mini skein set was called Logan Square after Chicago. It was like a Chicago based thing. But I'm just using the variegated. All the rest in that mini skein set were tonals. Solids, tonals. And it's the same exact yarn. Wonderland, Mad Hatter. All of this yarn was acquired a while ago. The Logan Street mini skein I've had longer than the little bat. The Logan Square mini skein I've had since February of 2016, and the little bat I got in 2020. So once I finish that, that's going to be quite some yardage going towards my 2,500 in 2025 grams used. So my April recap will have a very nice, I think, chunk knocked off of that, because my Tolsta will count towards that. My I Can't Say the Pattern by Andrea Mowry that I'm testing, that you saw wadded up, is also gonna count towards that. That's all the knitting I've done. As you can see, I had not started the test knit in the little bat black yarn at the time of last filming. I was swatching for it immediately after filming last time. So I've done quite a bit of knitting. I did that. I finished the Bohemian on the boucle blanket, and did a decent amount on my Tolsta. I am very proud of how much I got done. I also finished this. I keep almost forgetting that. This I finished pretty quickly in March. So I'm hoping that, well, the test knit is due the 13th. I will definitely have it done by then. The Tolsta tank, I will have it done this month of April. It will be done. Boucle, going to get that March color done before the end of the month. Those are the obvious goals here. And then once the test knit is done, I will probably go back to my All the Lights and get that back panel picked up and started, so I have it going. Because I've been working on the test knit at night after the kids go to bed, and that's when I was working on the All of the Lights, because it's not hard. There's just a lot of moving pieces and a lot of stuff to keep track of. So I can't do it with the kids awake. So I will resume that project in that time slot, where the Tolsta tank and the blanket I can do while they're awake. I also have plans to make some more coffee cup cozies, and I want to do that before the month is over, for some gifts for some coworkers, because I get to go back to the office the final Monday of April. So excited. That does mean less knitting time for me though, because I will have the drive to work, home from work, and then I don't know if I'm going to take knitting to do during lunch. TBD. We'll have to see what kind of rhythm I get into before I do all that, but that's kind of the immediate yarny plans. The next thing I want to like completely cast on, other than those cozies like I mentioned, is either, I have three choices. Three choices. A shawl. I have a few in my queue that I already have yarn for. My weekender, or a Tolsta tee. And I think it's got the same name. They have the same name because the gauge is the same, ? Pretty sure, same designer, similar name, but the Tolsta tee is worked top down. So those are the three choices I have. The weekender is bottom up. A shawl would be, I don't know, depends on which one I pick to do. Pretty much all of them I have in my queue are side to side though, at least at the top part of my queue. I've been rambling enough. Last bit of filmy goodness, I'm gonna go ahead and remove my hat, is the rest of my acquisitions for the month of March. I'm not going to show you all of the yarn I got from Joann's. We're just not going to talk about it. I got a lot. I got a lot of, well, I'm not going to show you like the actual thing. Let's see if I can get my iPad to cooperate here. Yeah, I showed you guys that already. So I got a couple cones of the Lion brand Re-Up. It's cotton and it's recycled. It's cotton and polyester, 70% cotton, 30% polyester. I got it in a few colorways. I got it in pomegranate, everglade, full moon, and silver lining. And I have intentions to make some tea towels, like hand towels for the kitchen, because the colors I got are like a dark red, a dark green, silver, like a light gray, and then white cream. I think they'll be great for Christmas towels. And then I also got 2 colors of Lion brand Kobu. I got white and I got, white. And I also got lichen, which is a nice minty green color. I got some K&C or knit and crochet botanical, which is a bamboo and cotton blend in the color coral pink. And then I got 3 colors of Trubu. I got white, I got mushroom, and breeze. I got 5 skeins of each. When I was buying yarn, same with the Kobu, I got 5. When I was buying those, the Kobu, the botanical knit and crochet yarn, and the Trubu, I was thinking if I get 5 skeins, I can definitely make something for myself with that much, regardless of what the pattern is. Or I could make something for my daughter and have enough left over to stripe with another one of the colors. That was the logic in getting 5 skeins. I also got last from Joann's. The last thing I got from them was Lion brand 24/7 cotton DK, 100% cotton, DK weight, awesome. And I got that in, it's called Caviar, basically black. So I didn't want to bring all of that out to show you because it was just my Joann's splurge before our stores close. So yeah, I did some damage, but I stuck to cotton, bamboo, or blends of those because I don't like acrylic. I've been spoiled for too long. I don't like acrylic, and I needed more summer yarns in my stash so that way I could make more summer garments or accessories with summer yarns for people who maybe are allergic to animal fibers. So that was my Joann's haul. You'll be seeing it as I make stuff. But yeah, I got all of that literally after I finished filming. So technically they were February acquisitions because I filmed last at the very end of February. But yeah, that was a lot. I've been doing my Boo Clay Club. We know that's gonna happen all year. That's 1 skein a month, gonna happen all year. I do have a pre-order out there that should be here by the time I film again, so that's exciting. But while my husband and I were in Texas, we thought we were gonna be getting in to Austin too early for us to check into our Airbnb. So I asked if I could go to a yarn store. My husband, my dear sweet husband, told me yes. Turns out we hit traffic. What was supposed to be an hour and a half from where we swapped driving turned into 3 hours. So we actually got into Austin after we could have checked into the Airbnb. But at that point I had done driving. I had the trifecta of horrible driving situations: rain, road construction, traffic. So because of that, I still went to the yarn store. And I went to Hill Country Weavers. It was the closest to our Airbnb, and I chose it because they have their own yarn that they spin, farm, what have you. And it's employee owned. I guess the original owner passed away, and so now the shop and the mill and everything are ran by the employees and everything like that. So obviously it's ran by the employees. I think you guys know what I'm trying to say. They have a wonderful website. I will make sure it's linked down below. And I got from their store yarn. I stuck to all stuff I could only get in Texas, other than by getting it shipped. I got 4 skeins of their Naturally Hill Country Weavers. It's the Magnolia base. It's 74% baby Surrey alpaca, 26% silk. It's undyed. So, undyed gloriousness. So whether they actually have the baby alpacas I don't know. But this is their yarn. I got 4 skeins of this just to cover my bases because I did not have a pattern in mind. But it was only $16 a skein, and it's 50 grams, 328 yards. That's pretty standard for baby alpaca. So I got 4 skeins. I am gonna put it with my Doppio yarns and possibly consider using this instead of the pink that I got to keep it more of a cream colored sweater. I might have to swatch and see what I like more, but I'm inclined to use this. It smells good, and it's so soft. I might stick with the pink though. I don't know, but I got this as I was thinking I could use this instead. I'd have some left over, but at the price point, if I want to get more, whenever they have more, I can buy more because it's undyed. So it's not like we have to match a dye lot. We just have to hope the alpaca is the same color. But anyways, that was the main purchase from that store. I also got a local dyer who works at the shop. This skein is called Castle in the Skein. The colorway is Castle in the Sand. The dyer is Clarity Fiber Arts. I think that's what that says. I love that she's doing like a yoga pose with her knitting. And this is 75% merino, 25% nylon, 463 yards, 100 grams. But yeah, local dyer. Some gorgeous purples on like a dirty tan base. It's base, best way I can describe it, with some pink. Do I know what I'm making with this? No. Maybe socks? I could make socks if I get into sock knitting. Or it'll be a fun like one skeiner or a nice color work color. I have options. But yeah, wanted to stick with the local. I also got, last thing I got from them, this is so soft. This is from Yarn Matter, naturally hand dyed in Austin, Texas. So again, another local, and they only use natural dyes. So this is their Cozy DK base, and it is 70% baby alpaca, 20% silk, and 10% cashmere. No wonder it's so soft. 3-ply, 246 yards to 100 grams. The colorway is Teal Party Dress. It is coming out more blue on the screen. It's more of a like pretty green. I don't know that my lighting's gonna get it right. And the dye materials are noted as indigo fuse stick. Don't know if that's gonna clear up for you to see, but I just thought it was really cool. I don't have any naturally dyed yarn in my stash, and with this, with the blend being the alpaca, the cashmere, and the silk, I was like, I can make something close to skin with this, whether it's a cowl, kind of what I'm leaning towards, or maybe some gloves, or even a hat. I've got options, but I do love me a minty teal color. But yes, that's my gorgeous yarn from Hill Country Weavers in Austin, Texas. They gave me these cute little wooden tokens. I have a $1 one and a $5 one. In hindsight, I kind of wish I had told the gal who was checking me out to kind of pay it forward and let the next person who came in and made a purchase get those $6 off their purchase, because I'm not going to be getting to Texas for like 2 years, but I am optimistic that I will be going back to Texas. and I will convince my husband to let me go back there because they do good stuff. And you gotta love a local place. So that is episode 11 of Sweet Skeins. I'm Kandi, like I said. I hope, if you are still watching, I love you. Thank you so much. Hi, Mom. And if you have any questions about anything I showed you that I can answer, I will happily do so in the comments down below. I look forward to chatting with you guys again soon, probably in about a month. And I will talk to you again next time. Happy knitting. Bye, friends.